ngayong araw mag-uumpisa ang impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Ito ang kauna-unahang pagkakataon sa Pilipinas na ang nakaupong bise ay sasailalim sa impeachment trial. Kasabay nito, marami ang tanong ng publiko tungkol sa proseso at sa posibleng epekto nito sa ating bansa.
At para mas malinawan po tayo tungkol dito, kasama po natin ngayon online si Dr. Froilan Calilong, isa pong political analyst. Dr. Calilong, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Diane. Good morning, Josh. Good morning din po sa lahat ng ating mga taga-subaybay. Thank you for having me again here.
Well, thank you for joining us, Dr. Calilong. Well, sa dami po ng impormasyong lumalabas, saan po ba dapat mag-umpisa ang mga tao para mas maintindihan po nila ang proseso po nitong impeachment trial na ito na magsisimula nga po ngayong araw?
Well, basically, as we commence the impeachment today, what we need to understand is that for the first day alone, wala pa talaga tayong presentation of evidences or witnesses. No? So most likely what will happen today will be setting up of the ground rules, particularly yung procedural context ng impeachment at kung paano yung paglalatag halimbawa ng mga testigo at ng mga testimonya, yung pagkakasunod-sunod nito. No? Basically, doon lamang siya iikot for today. No? So I expect that the full scale or the full-blown trial, presentation mismo ng mga witnesses and evidences will actually commence by tomorrow. No.
Okay. Sa inyo pong pananaw, Dr. Calilong, paano po mababago nitong trial ang kasalukuyang lagay ng politika dito sa ating bansa?
Well, first and foremost, the trial actually is conditioned within the premise of attaining accountability, and I think this is also very important for the strengthening of democratic spaces in the country. At the same time, I think this will be also an opportune moment for the Vice President to also formally have a venue, by which she could also be able to air out yung kanyang position, yung kanyang side against the allegations that have been hurled against her since 2023. And I think within the purview naman of accountability, I guess this is also something that is very much needed right now, because alam naman natin ang bansa natin ay nalulugmok dito nga sa usapin ng katiwalian. And although I would say na hindi lang naman si VP ang merong issue nito, actually maraming mga iba't ibang sangay ng pamahalaan ang nababaon dito sa ganitong issue. I think isa to sa magiging isang magandang hakbang para talaga masiguro natin na buhay pa rin yung kakayahan natin magpanagot ng mga opisyal, mataas man ito, may katukulan sa mga issue na katulad nito. And I hope that in the future we could also try to see how we could also penalize and give justice to other erring government officials, especially those that are involved in massive, wide-scale graft and corruption mechanisms in the country.
Well, Dr. Calilong, sa pagsimula nga po nitong trial na ito, aasahan na nga pong mas nadami pa yung iba't ibang political interpretations. Paano po ba natin maihiwala yung legal process sa mga ito para maiwasan po yung pagkalito?
Well, evidently, we need to understand that the impeachment is always, it's actually built on a solid legal foundation, technically speaking. And of course, like with any other court, the primordial mechanism here will always be evidences and the strength of these testimonies mainly. And of course, yung mga documentary evidences as well. And mahalaga na maihiwalay po natin dito yung aspeto ng politika, because ito ay isang paglilitis na supposedly nakabatay dun sa mga ebidensya. Yes, we do understand that this could be very, very polarizing, very, very divisive actually, dahil nga parehong alam naman natin, mayroon pa rin naman talagang solid na bloke ang ating ikalawang Pangulo. Gayon din naman, may mga tao rin naman, may mga hanay tayo sa gobyerno na talagang isinusulong yung kanyang impeachment. for obvious political reasons, and I think we need to really understand and be very discerning. I think one thing that we could learn as a public, as viewers in this forthcoming impeachment is meron tayong matututunan dito, and I think this is a good thing kapag may mga impeachment na ganito, Marami sa mga kababayan natin na kahit walang legal background, nalalaman nila, nauunawaan na nila kung ano ba itong mga legal terminologies like subpoena desus tecum, subpoena ad testificandum, among others, and mas nagkakaroon tayo ng greater insight or understanding about the legal processes. So in a way, nakakatulong ito, in making the public more informed and at the same time more knowledgeable about legal proceedings like an impeachment. But at the end of the day, again, it's important, na ang mananaig dapat is the rule of law and the evidences, and we should stick to that mainly.
Okay. Isa po sa mga kung maapektuhan ba nito yung primary functions ng pamahalaan. Sa tingin niyo po, ano pong dapat gawin ng gobyerno para mawala yung pangamba na ito at makita na tuloy-tuloy lang ang serbisyo ng pamahalaan, kabilang na nga po yung Office of the Vice President?
Well, at the onset, expected naman natin talaga that the limelight will actually be focused on the impeachment. But again, it should not derail the government from its usual order of business, because primarily the public demands and the public actually needs governance. Impeachment is really more about politics, and I think at this point in time wherein marami sa mga kababayan natin medyo hindi maganda yung kanilang lagay at estado pang ekonomiya. A lot of people actually are complaining about what's going on at the moment, the crisis and everything. So I think what's imperative here is that for the government to still remain steadfast and focused. Let the impeachment take its course, because this is something that is being governed by the Senate. And I think the executive and the president and the cabinet should still and remain focused on governing, and administering the country, because hindi naman titigil at hindi naman po mawawala ang ating kakayahan na siguro lalong i-strengthen yung ating gobyerno, kung magkakaroon tayo ng impeachment. In the first place, I think what is imperative here is that the impeachment should actually strengthen the institutional and democratic processes, and not to weaken it by being too much focused and centered on this proceeding at the moment.
Well, pagdating naman po sa ating ekonomiya, Dr. Calilong, sa inyo pong palagay, ito ba'y maaaring makaapekto pagdating doon sa confidence ng mga foreign investor dito sa ating bansa?
Well, definitely, may maganda siyang epekto, kung titingnan natin, dahil pinapakita nito yung ating kakayahan at yung ating firm resolve, na hanapin yung katotohanan and eventually magpanagot kung kinakailangan, and it speaks volumes about the situation in the country as to how we want to navigate democratic processes. Evidently, it sends a very good signal to investors that even if may mga matataas tayong mga opisyal ng pamahalaan, makapangyarihan and all, hindi sila sensitized, or hindi sila masasabi natin na isolated from accountability measures just like this. I mean, at the onset, this is what the framing looks like, especially in the international community. So I think, magiging maganda yung pagtingin dito, Although I think what is important here is that we maintain yung hinahon, kaayusan from the beginning hanggang sa matapos itong impeachment. At ang maganda sana magkaroon talaga siya ng provision. Ibig sabihin, matapos talaga magkaroon ng patahan. That's really how it should be, Kasi baka mauwi na naman sa mga extra constitutional or extra legal means, itong impeachment kagaya ng 2001 na hindi natin siguro gusto yung mangyari, because that will create panic, chaos, no, and uncertainty. And certainly, hindi ito yung gusto natin mangyari.
Okay. Dr. Calilong, from your perspective, paano po makatutulong ang role ng media, transparency, sa ganitong proseso para po mas maunawaan at mas magpagkatiwalaan ito ng publiko?
Well, basically, the good thing about impeachment is that it's actually televised. And of course, the media plays a very, very vital role in transmitting the proceedings now coming from the Senate to the public, to the individual households. No, I think that is very, very important here. But more than that, I think it's the framing and the narrative. No, I think the media should remain steadfast and very, very objective pagdating doon sa paglalahad nila ng mga informasyon, pagdating doon sa mga pagkilatis at pagkilala doon sa mga ebidensya na ipinipresenta. Again, it's the spin, it's the framing. I think that's very, very important because it may dictate public opinion, definitely. And the media really has a very big role to play in shaping public opinion. Pero at this point, at this juncture, I think what should remain is the objectivity and the fairness, because at the end of the day, if it's justice and accountability that we are looking for here in this particular trial, siguro dapat yung mga mekanismo na gagamitin natin dapat nakaangkla din doon sa justice and fairness and equity. No? So I think the media really has a big role to play here. And of course, the public will be relying on very, very vital information coming from our friends in the media.
Well, Dr. Calilong, isa rin sa abangan kung a-attend mismo si Vice President Sara Duterte. What do you think? Would it be better kung personal na umattend dito sa impeachment trial ang Vice Presidente?
Well, ideally, it will be a good thing if she will attend, although there is no hard and fast rule, even in the Constitution as well as in the Senate rules on impeachment, that she should attend. So wala pong ganun. For as long as she is being represented by her legal counsel, the trial actually may proceed, unless of course she is being called to the witness stand, wherein she will have to be there personally. Pero I think right now, most likely hindi po attend ng ating ikalawang Pangulo dito sa unang araw ng pagdinig sa kaso of impeachment na sinampalaban sa kanya.
Okay, panguli na lamang po, Dr. Calilong, bakit po mahalagang subaybayan ang mga susunod na pagdinig ng impeachment trial na ito at ano po dapat yung mindset ng ating mga kababayan habang sinusubaybayan itong impeachment trial?
Well, napakahalaga, unang-una, ito ay isang proseso na kung saan ang tinitingnan natin dito talaga ay yung sinasawag nating accountability, paano natin talaga babalangkasin or papanagutin ang mga government officials na allegedly may mga usapin ng katiwalian, graft and corruption among others, and betrayal of public trust is also one of the very important thing na kinakaso rito sa ating ikalawang Pangulo. So, at the end of the day, mahalaga na makita natin kung ano ba talaga yung katotohanan. And I think we can only do this with the presentation by both the prosecution and the defense of credible witnesses. And by credible witnesses, I mean yung mga tao na talagang may kinalaman, may malalim na pagkakaugnay dito sa usapin na to. I think that is very, very important. And of course, this will be important as well, especially for what will happen in the 2028 elections. Alam naman natin that it will result in conviction. The Vice President will already be facing perpetual disbarment, or she will be perpetually banned from performing any public duties and running for public office. But then again, if it will result in an acquittal, then I think she will be able to run for 2028. And for all we know, baka nga mas lalakas yung kanyang chances, because patunayan or maaring makita that she is not guilty of all the charges that were pressed against her. So this is a very high stakes political event right now that we're seeing. So maaring legal yung proseso, but the implications and the impact are very, very much grounded on the political side. And this is what we are expecting at the moment. Kasi medyo iba to halimbawa doon sa nakaraan nating impeachment laban kay Chief Justice Corona na alam naman natin is not a candidate for the 2028 elections. Ibang usapin itong kay VP Sara because malaki po talaga yung punggalian na nangyayari, no? Yung political forces in play, especially between her and the administration is very, very big, and I think this will create a lot of traction, particularly heading into the 2028 elections.
Walang tatot, maraming salamat po sa pagbibigay linaw sa mahalagang issue na ito. Muli nakasama po natin Dr. Froilan Calilong, isang political analyst. Thank you po, Dr. Calilong.
Salamat po, buhay po kayo.